Okay.
Okay, we are live now, and we are actually, I want to introduce myself first of all. We are going to talk about, today we're going to talk about autoimmune issues, and we're both very versed in this. I am a naturopathic doctor from Granbury, Texas, and I also work local as well as global as well. And I also am a graduate of the Trinity School of Natural Health for my naturopathy board certification. And I also am an energy practitioner. I work with frequencies that are great for autoimmune issues, which we're going to talk about today too, with Dr. that I'm going to be introducing here in a minute. And also, I'm a reflexologist, so that also is great for autoimmune issues. So that's my specialty. I specialize in helping people to get rid of pain and inflammation in their bodies, especially when doctors say there is no hope. There's always hope. Now I want to introduce you to my wonderful guest here today, Dr. Mojibul Haque. Welcome, Doctor.
Thank
Great
you.
to see you. And I just want to introduce him because he is actually got a master's and a PhD in bioorganic chemistry. And he is also graduated from the same naturopathic school as myself, and that's how we connected as colleagues. And also, he is also a functional medicine practitioner, which he is out of Houston, Texas. He's got over like 55,000 followers now, growing every day and doing amazing work with so many people all over the world. And we are going to talk today about tackling those problems with autoimmune issues because we know this is becoming an epidemic, isn't it, basically, Dr. Haque?
Yes, it's like unbelievable. Like we are nowhere. Kids keep growing and keep growing. Okay, first of all, I thank you, Dr. Lori, for your
Yes.
time and programming the show today. And hello, audience, everyone. Thank you for joining, and thank you everyone who will be joining later on and watching the video in the future. Thank you everyone for your time.
Yes, we really appreciate that. Well, we're going to go ahead and get started on some of these questions because I know our audience is very hungry for this information because it's just not out there. You know, doctors don't really know how to address autoimmune issues. They know how to take care of emergencies, would you agree? But they don't know how to take care of a chronic illness, which is autoimmune issues for the most part. That's what we're finding. So that's when we call in our natural practitioners like yourself. And what I want to ask you first of all is in the autoimmune diseases you've seen right now in your holistic and functional medicine, how much of those are curable or reversible as far as these diseases go for the autoimmune issues that you are seeing?
Dr. Lori, thank you so much for your question. Actually, at this moment, 20 million people in the United States are suffering with autoimmune disease, and around the globe, um, it's a big number. How big number, you know that, and then and in like non-government data, another study shows that actually 20 million, not 20 billion, 80 million people suffering with autoimmune disease, and which is 23% people of total population of US, citizen. So this is not fun. This is a big problem we are in, and this disease is all the autoimmune diseases are keep growing and keep growing and keep growing, and it's like never ending, and it's like a one way out. Once you get the disease, there is no other way. There is no coming back. And that's mostly happening because of too much toxin in the body, bad bugs, pathogens, and insects, and all kind of candida and parasite growing, and all infections growing from these pathogens, and lots of inflammation. We have inflammatory food, we have inflammatory lifestyle, we have inflammatory thought, we have a inflammatory all ingredients and chemicals we have been ingesting. So that's the issue we have right now. And as you know, autoimmune disease, body attacks our body own immune system attacks our own body cell, own tissue, own organs. And uh, what that happen, it's like you have a country, you have a defense system, they're supposed to be protecting you from the outside danger. Instead, your army, your security force, your marine force attacking its own people, attacking its own citizens, attacking your own establishment. So we don't want that. This is not something normal body is supposed to do that. So there must be certain kind of scam or signal missing between immune system and our body cell. Instead of protecting our body, immune system attacking our body cell, body tissue. So that's need to be fixed. And because of that, when the immune system attack our different types of organ, different types of tissue, we name different disease. If that attack in our brain, we call it multiple sclerosis. If that attack in our thyroid, we call it Hashimoto thyroid. If it attack our joints, we call it rheumatoid arthritis. If it attack our skin, too much growing, we call it psoriasis. If it attacks our lung, we call it different disease, fibromyalgia. If it attacks our GI tract, like intestinal tract, we call it IBD, irritable bowel disease, and blood, we call it leukemia. So depending on where this immune system attacking to, that's how we're calling the name. But the main problem is immune system by mistake, or as I said, like your own army attacking your own citizens or your own ally, own people, own force by mistake. That's supposed to be fixing. So we need to look at why body is attacking ourselves, like our B cell, T cell. They're supposed to be protecting ourselves. That need to be know the root causes. If you know the root causes, we can figure out how to stop the root causes instead of only controlling, managing a disease. Unfortunately, lot of medical doctors, lot of medical college, or many medical systems says that this is not curable, this is a lifelong disease, this is not reversible. But a lot of medical doctors are not agree with it. Like let me tell you, I know many medical doctors, they themselves have autoimmune disease and they reverse it. Dr. Mark Hyman, Dr. Mark Hyman, very renowned cardiologist. He himself was suffering rheumatoid arthritis when he just finished medical college. And then after finishing medical school, he started working. He became sick with a autoimmune disease, actually multiple autoimmune disease. He started with a one rheumatoid arthritis and more disease, and he healed himself and he reversed the disease. And now he started practicing functional medicine, which is looking at the root cause of the disease. Now he's promoting that functional approach. What the root of the disease? What the disease coming from? Let me tell you one more doctor, Dr. Cynthia Lee. She's in Southwestern Medical College, which is in Dallas, Texas, actually your city. So Dr. Cynthia Lee, she's originated from China. She was suffering autoimmune disease, which is lupus. And when she was in medical school, she was feeling that kind of sensation that she have a lot of autoimmune issue. And once she started working as a doctor, she became very sick. She was taking steroid, inflammatory medicine, and anti-immune immune suppressor medicines, stuff like that. One day she went to China to see her relatives in China, where she grew up, where she's from. And she went there, she eating lots of different types of plant-based varieties food, and she's feeling better. She was like, I didn't take any new medicine. Why I'm feeling better? And she started thinking that food could have a big impact on these autoimmune problems. And she started discovering the root cause, which is food, toxin, and inflammation and stuff. And she healed herself. Let me tell you one more medical doctor. She is, her name is Terry Wall. Dr. Terry Wall, when she's in medical school, she became paralyzed. I mean, she went to medical school classes with a wheelchair. And because she has a couple of multiple autoimmune diseases. And then once she finished medical school, she discovered herself that, there should be triggering point. I need to focus instead of being wheelchair for whole life. And being medical doctor, she realized that and she reversed her disease. So there is many examples like that. If you look at the root cause of autoimmune disease, lupus, psoriasis, multiple sclerosis, Crohn's disease, IBD, and rheumatoid arthritis, any types of disease where body attacking its own cell, if you look at the root cause, and support your body physiology, you should get rid of the disease. You don't need to treat the disease, because you do need temporary. If you are very highly inflammatory condition, if you disease is very severe, you have to go to the doctor, you have to get the medicine, get the treated. But in naturally, if you look at the root causes and support body naturally, grow your body with the issue that you have, you're going to totally fine. You just fix your body will heal yourself.
Absolutely. That's beautifully said. And yes, absolutely. I totally believe in the food. It really helps, especially when it's organic. Right now, we need to be doing organic so that we're getting rid of the pesticides and also the non-GMO. And my next question is about that. It says, first of all, why is autoimmune becoming so much of an epidemic, and why is it mostly genetic? What is the root cause of those autoimmune diseases? So if you can just answer some of those questions, it'd be great.
Yes, regarding the root cause, many people think this is genetics. I heard many people say that, my doctor said that because my mom had it, I had it too, I had nothing to do, just take the pill. Yes, this is from genetics, but genetics, many research shows that gene cannot express unless gene gets a right condition. And gene gets suppressed when you don't get a condition. So if you fix our body, if you get the right environment, if you get the right nutrient, if you clean our body, in a healthy lifestyle, if you support our body with the nutritional need, with a supplement and natural herbs, all the healing capability, and if you attain the ability of healing, detoxing, and then nutrify with a right nutrition diet, gene will not express. But nowadays, actually, not only gene, many research show that how food impact this autoimmune condition. So, and nutritional phytochemical journal shows that high nutrient diet, which is phytonutrients in the body, have a huge support for immune booster. And also it shows that if you lack of phytochemical in the body, if you're suffering the malnutrition, then autoimmune trigger. And our immune system is like that. It never going to be crazy. It never going to attack your cell unless there is some trigger behind it. It must have a provocator, So everything like it, everything, someone go crazy, maybe there is some reason behind it, So there's a many reason we can talk about that. But today I like to talk about very few things. Our audience can remember this could be one of your root cause too. For instance, many people suffering with a lupus, as I said, psoriasis, multiple sclerosis, and fibromyalgia, IBD, whatever, or vitiligo, whatever issue you're suffering, you look at, first of all, your food sensitivity, very first. Because food is, you are sensitive to the food, immune system going to respond to the food, and you'll get inflammation. And if that keep going for a long time, then you'll get autoimmune disease. And if you are used to buy food with a processed food, with a preservative food, with a synthetic food, with a long time preserved and dyed and bleached food, they don't have any nutrient, and you taking them, body will get inflamed, your organ get inflamed because you cannot digest that food properly. Because our body is natural, you need a natural food in the right state. And second thing I would say, our yeast overgrowth and candida overgrowth and parasite as well. So a lot of people have a nowadays yeast overgrowth, and this is very common. Parasite is not that common in United States, but other countries have a parasite issue too. So yeast overgrowth, parasite overgrowth is a very common nowadays because of the high blood sugar, because of the sedentary lifestyle, because of the sugary diet. Everything is sugar coated. Unless you know what is the food, what is not food, you ended up going to be following other people. You're getting sugar coated food, and then candida going to overgrow. You see, so a lot of overgrowth will make an infection in the GI tract, and then autoimmune thrive. And the top third problem I found in my patients is lack of nutrient. As I said, a lot of people don't eat food. In the morning, they eat a pasta, cereal, or something, and lunch, sandwich, burger, pizza, dinner with again, bread and wheat and something. So mostly carbohydrate based, mostly animal fat based, less plant based food, people eating. Because of that, they don't get enough nutrient. We need protein and carbohydrate, but we need a lot of micronutrient too, which is more important than protein and fat. Protein and fat, could be plant-based too. But if you don't get plant-based food, you don't get enough nutrient. You don't get enough nutrient that which is lots of hundreds of types of plant. Imagine how many types of plant food we have, maybe few hundred. How many types of carbohydrate we have? Only few. So we're focusing only few. God did not create those few hundred for no reason. Right. So it's not only science, it's logic. It makes sense that why we have 200 types of vegetables or plants. Maybe we need that more. And science, we learned that from the nutrition class, we learned that it is more important to get plant-based food as much you could. But we can eat everything. That no food is bad unless someone process it, someone make it, bleach it or dye it or process it or too much process and for a long period of time story. Number 4 is a liver detoxification. Liver get toxicated, and lymphatic system get toxicated because of our mental emotional issue, because of the too much chemical intake, too much medicine intake, wrong food, indigestion, and overgrowth. And finally, one of the top 5 of the 5th cause, I would say, inflammation. We get a lot of inflammation in our life. We are in stress in our life. We are taking a lot of unnecessary chemical. We have a lot of perfume, and we use a lot of personal care. This personal care have a lot of chemical. That chemicals go to the body inflame that. Body cannot process that. So everything we use, everything we intake, everything we consume, or everything we get introduced, we should be careful. It is going to go our body. It will make inflammation to the body. And wrong food, pathogen overgrowth, and liver toxication, and harmful chemical, even antibiotic. Antibiotic makes a lot of inflammation too. Antibiotic mostly, inflammation in the heart. That. So these are the few reasons I mentioned. There are many other reasons, autoimmune disease, but mostly food-based, mostly infection, mostly inflammation, mostly, a lack of nutrient is the root cause of autoimmune disease. But it varies patient to patient, what types of patient, what types of autoimmune disease. But these are the common I get from my patients.
And once you find out too, what I'm finding out with the keto diet is so popular right now, is I see all these people losing weight and they think they're getting healthy. But what I'm finding out is that they're building up all their uric acid from the meat. And I wanted to find out, what do you feel about that? They're eating bacon, they're eating, all kinds of meat during the day and very little fruits and vegetables. And so what would you say about that for keto?
Yeah, keto is good. But keto, the problem is that I have no issue with keto. I have no issue with paleo. I have no issue with vegan. I have no issue with vegetarian or, whatever the method is. They have some good thing and bad thing. You don't need to follow blindly any keto or paleo, any specific diet. Because when eating keto, depending on what keto you're doing, you can take fat from the olive oil, coconut oil, from the nuts and avocado, and but instead you can get fat from the cheese and butter, which is a processed dairy. You can get from the processed meat, which is a lot of processed meat. So what kind of keto you're taking? That's important. And when you're taking keto, are you taking lots of plant? You need to have a plan to get fiber. If you don't get fiber, you'll get inflammation, in the body. So are you getting enough fiber from the plant-based food? That's important. So even paleo is good, but if you're taking too much meat in the paleo diet, that's not good for you. You see. Yes. So you don't have to be keto. You don't have to be paleo. It's just simple. Even like carbohydrate, like a lot of grains is very important. You need grain a lot, and some people say, "Oh, grain is inflammatory." Yes, it is when you already have autoimmune disease. For healthy people, grain is the perfect thing to eat, but not the gluten though. But gluten is also okay if it's not from the wheat, because wheat is genetically modified. But gluten from semolina, barley, they're not genetically modified. So you can take that gluten instead of wheat gluten. Wheat gluten is going to be harmful for everyone because the GMO, it's been a few decades, we cannot eat wheat.
Right. Yes, it is genetically modified. And that's why people say that they can't eat gluten. Well, in the past, we could eat gluten, right? I mean, it was natural. Now they've actually changed the genes so that now it's not natural, and so that's why you can't eat gluten. Is that correct, would you say?
Yes, because nowadays, everybody is scared of the gluten. You don't have to be scared of the gluten when it is not genetically modified issue.
Yes,
Like
absolutely.
as I said, semolina barley have a good gluten, and gluten is a simple protein. It's a nutrient. It's not a bad. The problem is genetically modified wheat is a problem.
Yes, absolutely. So, on to my next question that I wanted to ask you, that the audience will be very interested in this as well, is what are the guidelines for overcoming autoimmune disease? And I'm talking things like RA, which is rheumatoid arthritis, lupus, Hashimoto's thyroid, IBD, MS, vitiligo, which I actually have gotten bitten and have these white spots on here, which we didn't talk about that. I need to do that because I'd like to know too. I've tried several things, and it was from a bite, and then all of a sudden the bite spread, and I'm like, what is this, And so we're finding out now, and I talked to Lyme specialists, and they said literally that the insects are now carrying Lyme disease. It's not just the tick. Tick is actually a very small percentage. It's actually, we do have geoengineering going on, which most people are aware, and and that is, they're saying that's where it's coming from, So I want to talk about that. I want to talk about what are the guidelines for overcoming any type of autoimmune issue.
Of course, as you mentioned that autoimmune could be rheumatoid arthritis. Autoimmune could be other disease. Rheumatoid arthritis when body immune system attack your joints and inflame it and bend your joints and stuff. And you have a lupus. You have a lupus. You're hurting all the organs. You have a multiple sclerosis. Hurting your brain. And when immune system attack your lung, we call fibromyalgia. And as you said, skin and white vitiligo. So vitiligo, when skin melanocytes could not, produce any more pigment, right? So that's become vitiligo. And you started putting cream, steroid cream. It's not going to be helpful. When you have a irritable bowel disease, the immune system attack the intestine. That's IBD. When you have a thyroid Hashimoto, like immune system could not recognize its own thyroid cell, right? And then so this stuff, psoriasis, skin start overgrowing, So this kind of autoimmune disease, everyone have its own root cause. And as I mentioned, root causes we mentioned, but root causes are almost similar, but we mentioned all of them in the earlier section. But what is the solution? Solution is, first of all, we figure out the root cause, where it's coming from. Yes, if you have a severe inflammation, if you are suffering for a long time, of course, you have to go to doctor, get a steroid shot if you need to. You have to get anti-inflammatory medicine, immune suppressor medicine. For temporary you're taking, that's perfectly fine. But long run, doctor doesn't want that. I saw many doctors tell this patient that make sure you stay healthy, improve your health, so that you can reduce your dose. But if you don't take care of your health, if you fix the root cause, you have to keep taking this steroid and Humira injection and keep going and sulfasalazine, prednisone, lot of medicine you have to carry. Nobody wants that. Your doctor doesn't want that either. So we have to look at the root cause first, as I mentioned earlier, and then support your body with one after another. So primarily, the basic thing is everyone knows what makes sense to everyone, that eating healthy, high nutrient diet with exercise, healthy movement, sleeping well, emotional stability, and very good spiritual life is very important. Dr. Laurie and I, maybe we can future we can make a series about the spiritual life. What the Bible says, what the Quran says about the healthy life, not the prayer part, like what the health part. Because I saw, I got a privilege to read Bible for a long time when I was in University of Wisconsin on my PhD study. I got a lot of good friend who taught me Bible, and I learned so many good health guidelines in there. And Quran, the book I follow, have a lot of health indication too. We can combine that and then help to our people. Nothing wrong with it, and I'm sure people will love it, right?
Yes, absolutely. That'd be a great idea.
Yeah.
And how we can bring all faiths together too. We all have that God, too.
Yep.
that it's all the same.
Okay,
That's how
so
I
what
look
I
at
was
it.
saying that a healthy lifestyle, healthy eating and exercise, emotional stability, spiritual life, and then and then top of that, chemical-free life is very important. You have to have a healthy gut flora. You have to have intermittent fasting sometime. You have to do when you exercise, you have to do aerobic exercise and try to get bitter food. Bitter food always better for the inflammatory problem. And omega-3 is very important. Nowadays, we're getting more omega-6. We're getting less omega-3. Get more omega-3 than omega-6, and then vitamin D3 is very important. Vitamin A, C, zinc, apple cider vinegar before the meal. These are common things I tell my patients all the time. And flavonoids and colorful veggies, which have a lot of micronutrients and different types of fruits. You don't need to avoid fruits. All the fruits, like the fruits, very important, like a bromelain, like anthocyanin in the grape, bromelain in the pineapple. So some fruits
Pineapple.
also important. You can eat small portion on your autoimmune disease, and
Right.
so there's some herbs like turmeric, spirulina, garlic, licorice, dandelion root, ginger, lemon, cayenne pepper. These are all natural food, natural herbs mentioned in the Quran, mentioned in the Bible. You can follow that, and
Yes.
so the very first thing what you need to focus to get rid of the disease is your gut. You have to improve the gut health. You improve if you have constipation, work with that. Get a healthy enzyme, healthy probiotic. Get get rid of the bloating, get rid of the acid problem, acid reflux problem. If you have a diarrhea problem, you have to test your candida overgrowth. So, and if you have a leaky gut, fix the leaky gut. You have a dysbiosis maybe. So all the problem you have you have a gut. If you continue for a long run, you will have autoimmune disease. And if you have autoimmune disease, you must have any or few of the issues that I said. Maybe you have an IBS. So those need to be fixed. And how to be fixed? We talked in the many videos. Audience, please follow our videos. We talked in the earlier videos and many other videos. Fix your gut, number one thing. Number two is a proper food. When you eat food, first of all, it has to be high nutrient. It has to be high nutrient and plant-based food. Autoimmune disease patient, one thing very clear, I tell that for long run, stay away from the animal fat. You have to store in the animal fat for certain period. And then
Okay.
people say, oh, Dr. Hawk, egg is great, no? Wild caught fish is great, fantastic. Yes, it is. Maybe not for you temporarily, just temporarily. Get the animal fat. Body cannot handle animal fat when you have autoimmune issue. But there is a research shows that Dr. Wally, Dr. Wall, he, a few decades ago, he did a research that when you have a autoimmune disease, immune system looking for organ to attack. So when you put a organ in your tummy as a mimic organ, for instance, animal organ, suppose you like chicken and you have a fibromyalgia, you eat chicken lung so that when you go to sleep, so your immune system, instead of attacking your lung, it's going to attack in your tummy that you ate animal chicken lung. Like someone
Wow.
have a rheumatoid arthritis. So when you go to sleep, get some bone broth. Bone broth have a cartilage from the bone, and that you
Wow.
take from
That's
the
right.
chicken
Mm-hmm.
bones. So
Yep.
then you in the when you go to sleep, you won't get that much flare up in the morning because immune system did not attack your joint. Instead, it attacked the cartilage, the joint fluid that you ate as a bone broth. So
Wow.
that's
That's
the one thing you can
interesting.
do. Depending on what organ you have a problem, to eat that kind of organ. It is tremendously helpful. It helps. It's scientifically proven. Uh, um, and then and then in addition to that, you have to support your body with a zinc, with as I say, vitamin A, C, D. D3. That's a very powerful. You have a selenium. You have a colloidal silver, and you have to have a detox system with a, like in the early morning, some lemon juice, aloe vera juice. You have to have a turmeric powder throughout the day. So if you detox your system, get rid of inflammation. So healthy nutrient diet, plant-based diet, no animal fat, and then vitamins and minerals and detox herbs. In combined food system will make you much better. Will help you to get rid of all kind of immune response disease that you mentioned. And one more thing is infection. Infection is a horrible. When you have infection at organ, our immune system organ in there. This is scientifically proven that anyway, the task of immune system is to attack pathogens, right? So imagine you have a pathogens in your some organ. Suppose you have pathogens in your intestine. Immune
Right.
system job is attack the organ because that organ have a pathogens, have a bacterial overgrowth. So you have to get rid of overgrowth. You have to get rid of infection. Otherwise, immune system will start will keep attacking that organ. So whatever organ you have an issue, you need to get rid of the all kind of pathogenic infection. Go to your doctor,
Wow.
figure it out. Go
Fascinating.
to your practitioner. They can help you to get rid of that. And the detoxing body, I already said that if you detox body, you can eliminate all kind of toxin. For instance, if you don't have good digestion system, you're gonna be absorbing, you're gonna be retaining lot of metals, so mercury, aluminum, silver.
Mm-hmm.
So all kind of
Mm-hmm.
metal in the body, and
Right.
body
Silver.
cannot function well. So if you detox
Yeah.
your body, in that case, there are many ways you can detox: EDTA, spirulina, chlorella. There is there is many types of chelation method. You can detox your body. Simple, green, herb, medicinal herbs. You can juice syrup and drink it. Also detox. Fasting is a detox. Sleeping long time is
Right.
also detox. So detox your body all the way that you need based on what your body, what kind of toxicity has been built in your body.
Right.
And one more thing I want to mention, that mental health very important, because emotion control our body physiology. So if someone has a emotional issue, he can never be healthy. So get rid of the emotional problem, go out and run, get a sunlight, get a relax, meditation, and with a prayer, with a believe in God helps a lot, because you have someone to guide you, you have someone to talk to you, so you have
Right.
someone to talk. So emotional help is a tremendously helpful, for your communities. You can do even yoga, that also will be helpful. And stay active. You have to stay active when you have autoimmune disease. You cannot build up any kind of emotional trauma or any types of toxicity. And managing stress, get enough sleep, as I said. And I have a few practical advice for my audience who are suffering autoimmune disease. First of all, love yourself. Love yourself means we all love ourselves.
Exactly.
But
Exactly.
love ourselves means when someone offering a drinks which is not good for you, you say no. Learn how to say no, which is not good for you. To making
Mm-hmm.
Lori happy, I'll not drink that I don't. That's not going to be good for you. Good for me. I will be respectfully say, I thank you so much for your offer, but unfortunately, I'll not be able to take it because this is not the one my body look for right now.
Yeah.
So you went to a party, everybody enjoying such a delicious food. Enjoy. Go even you can go there, but control yourself. Love your body. Don't love other people's love for you offering that kind of food. So or someone's want to stay. Go for somewhere for new region and then make yourself miserable. So love yourself. Don't go any route which is going to be harmful for you, because autoimmune disease is all about the lifestyle. Change your lifestyle by loving ourselves. And you need motivation. Sometimes you see, I have so many pain going on, my brain is not working, my stomach have a lot of infection, I can't be healthy. Come on, look at the people who become healthy. Look at the people who overcome their autoimmune disease, who completely get rid of all kind of autoimmune disease. Follow them. Look at that. How many medical doctor, practicing medical doctor, had autoimmune disease, and they were able to, get rid of their autoimmune disease. And if your doctor tells you that, oh, it's not curable, just stay on the medicine, and then go to new doctor. You'll see. I saw many medical doctors, many rheumatologists say that, if you be healthy, if you take care of your health, take care of your diet, you can get rid of the autoimmune disease and rheumatoid arthritis. So stay motivated and dream yourself that you're gonna be healthy one day. You are running, playing, eating a lot of food, or enjoying your life instead of just simple eating wrong diet, wrong lifestyle. Yes, you would be motivated if you can see the hope and big picture and the
Yes.
in the future after 10 years or 5 years or even 3 years. I tell my patients, in 3 years you can completely beat autoimmune disease if you can follow the healthy lifestyle. And then one more thing you can do, you can you always compare the results. Like today, what are you eating? How your lifestyle? After 3 months, check your blood CBC again. Check your RF factor again. Check your any other ANA or any other data again. So check time to time, see the improvement. That would be good motivating factor for you. So compare the results time to time. That will help you to stay motivated. And one last tips I want to give our audience, that whenever you're battling autoimmune disease or battling any disease, it could be diabetes, it could be heart disease. So you trying to be healthy lifestyle, healthy diet, carry always food with you. Carry your juice with you. Carry your tea, your green tea with you. Maybe you go somewhere, if you're drinking with a coffee with a creamer, you don't want that. So carry your own green tea. Whenever you're trying to be plant-based diet, get your food meal with a small box and unroll your food and eat when you are enjoying the conventional food. So you can enjoy the group, you can enjoy the party, you can enjoy with a healthy body too. You can save your body. So you don't have to be alien, you don't have to be outcast, but be friendly with everyone still, and enjoy your life, but just be motivated, love yourself, and priority your health over others' opinion, and compare the results, what you can progress, and learn how to cook all types of healthy food, and then carry food with you. And then I hope these tips will be helpful for our audience to beat you to autoimmune disease.
Absolutely. Well, that's beautiful advice. So thank you for that. I even learned here too, because we as practitioners, we're always learning from each other too. Wouldn't you agree?
Hey, we are. That's why we are together. That's why I go to Dallas to you. I
Yes.
spend time in your office, in your center, to see your patients, meet your patients. Why? Because I learn from you, from how you practice. And I'm gonna come
Exactly.
Dallas soon, maybe in 1 month. Yeah,
Okay, good. And I
to
want to
meet.
come down. I want to come down and see how you work with your patients too.
Oh yeah, of course. You're welcome
So
anytime. I know
I would
you're
love to
planning
do that.
already.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah.
And also, we had a couple of questions here. I was just looking at the different ones here. As far as, do you have any advice for people that have Parkinson's disease, also Crohn's, and also there's a gentleman that wants to know about how do you get rid of hearing loss, which I'm a reflexologist, so I can share that. Is reflexology actually works really well with getting rid of hearing loss, because we work on the feet where the ears are, and I've actually been able to create better hearing just by doing reflexology, which is amazing, and also frequencies, which we'll talk about that in a little bit. But for you, as far as Parkinson's, Crohn's, hearing loss, what do you do that will help?
Is Parkinson's all about neurological problem, right? This kind of problem, you need to detox your body very clearly. You need to temporarily support the hormone, dopamine. You have to go vitamin D, vitamin B's. You have to detox your body. Massage will help. You have to then start using a healthy fatty acid, probiotic, gut flora grow, and then support the enzyme. That's kind of things you can do depending on where the root cause, what the Parkinson's came from. Dr. Lori, there is one question on the screen. Maybe you can take that too.
Yeah, go ahead.
You see the screen?
Oh, I see it. Yeah, I'll go ahead and read it. It says, "Dear Sir, Asalama." Sorry, I don't. You probably know how to pronounce that better. But it says, "My little." Okay, good. "My little girl, who is 3.5 years old, has vitiligo in her face since for 5 months. Please give me suggestions and also be informed I'm also a vitiligo patient for 24 years." So that's a great question. Thank you.
Dr. Lori, I think we already talked about that. You have to look at the root causes I mentioned. Look at what root causes that you have on the vitiligo that I mentioned today. Because vitiligo is autoimmune disease too. And as I said, so look at the root causes that we mentioned, and then the suggestions that we already provided, follow them. Get a plant-based diet, get rid of all the toxicity from the body, look at the infections, improve digestion, get the probiotic, and then you should be fine. It just, by the way, it takes time. If it is long-term vitiligo, it takes a few years. If it is short-term, it goes away in a few months. Even in 1-2 months, it's gonna go away.
But the white spots don't go away, do they? Or have you seen them actually go away?
I have a couple of patients spot went away.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, of
it's
course.
not, and you can't do anything topically. Is that correct? It's all got to be from within.
Yeah, on the top, I always suggest two things. You can do papaya leaves, and then you papaya leaves juice helps. Also, coffee. Coffee, simple black coffee paste will help. And one more thing, coconut oil. Coconut oil, when you go to sleep, massage coconut oil on the spot, white spot, and if you keep taking for a while, months after months, maybe. It depends how long you have been suffering vitiligo. Depends on how deep your root issues are.
Okay, that's good to know.
So, please, another question.
Foot pain, and I can answer that one too as well. What do you do for? You want me to go ahead on this one?
Yes, please.
Okay, I'm a specialist with reflexology, so I'm very versed on foot pain, because I have a lot of clients that come to me for that. And reflexology works wonderful, because what I have found as a reflexologist is the doctors call it neuropathy, the doctors call it plantar fasciitis, it's foot pain. And primarily what it is, what I'm finding out, it's calcification that builds up from our organs, falls into our feet, and then we have these like rocks that literally sit in our nerves, in our nerve tissue, and all I do is crunch them out. I mean, I literally crunch them out. And I've been able to take away foot pain by doing that. So if you have a good reflexologist, that really works. And also I work with frequency. So I work with a machine. Doctor has seen that as well, my dear friend. And it's literally got frequencies in it to help with neuropathy, every kind of health condition really, because we are energy beings. And that's where I specialize, is in the energy field. So also Reiki energy healing is also very good for that as well, just inviting the energy in. And I actually do an exercise where I have everybody rub their hands like this, because we can heal ourselves, and that's what we want to teach. We want them to heal themselves and educate them. And that's what we do, is we educate them, go like this, get that energy going, and you can literally feel the energy between your hands, and then place your hand on that part of your body, or visualize seeing a miniature you between your hands, because I do remote healing, so I can also help people all over the world. And literally, they can feel it when I'm sending them remote energy anywhere in the world. And they can literally feel their pain going away, which is amazing, because we are energy beings. So we can do this ourselves. So go like this, rub your hands together, put it on the spot that's hurting you, and literally you can feel it. I've taken away cramps that way, leg cramps. I worked on sports players like the Mavericks, and they didn't even know about it. And literally, in the headlines the next day would say, "Oh my God, miraculous cure by," I forgot the tall guy, the blonde guy. Anyway, they said it must have been the chicken soup that helped him, and he's back playing the next day. And my husband at the time wanted me to heal him. And so I said, well, I don't know if I can, but I'll try, So I did. I just sent it out to him, and boom, I would have results. And that happened 3 times with the Mavericks, because that was his favorite team. Anyway, fun little story. So anyway, so foot pain, that's what I have found that works. It's actually calcification. It builds up in nerves. Podiatrists will say we have to scrape it out. Well, what are they scraping out? They're scraping out calcification. Why not get to it? If you just go like this with your finger and rock it back and forth, you can literally feel it. This helps allergies just by doing your fingers and your toes. That's allergies, okay? There's so many things that we can learn to take care of ourselves. And anytime you have a pain here, in this area, we found out through Trinity, this is digestive issues. And then there's probiotics, and there's digestive enzymes, and there's certain areas that you can point to, and it's literally, that's what that is. So anyway, so that's what I know about foot pain.
Okay, Dr. Lori, do you have any other question?
I do. I have one more question for you here, that how do we prevent our upcoming generation, especially children, in the pandemic of autoimmune?
Of course, right now in the society that we are in, we are almost everyone running towards autoimmune disease, because what you're eating, what we are thinking, the way we are having our lifestyle, the way our thought process, that we are socially struggling to survive, and then hating each other. Not that much. In some level, we are so much, separation, issue going on. So mental stress, wrong food, wrong lifestyle, and then the pandemic of chemical, intaking so much chemical with everywhere, with the food, with the personal care, with the everywhere. So that need to stop. So, but more specifically, to save our future generations, especially children, for autoimmune disease, we have to stop the whole wheat or wheat products,
Yes.
because all wheat products are dangerous. It is a
Yes.
poison. It is why it is poison. There are many research about that. You guys can take a look. You can take non-wheat bread. You can take non-wheat. 10 different options you have for the breads, candies, bread, cereal, pasta. Everything now available non-wheat. You just go ahead and pick it up. And because it's genetically modified wheat has a excessive gluten, which is not digestible for long run. It is going to make autoimmune disease and inflammation. And then you can vegetable oil. So the vegetable oil that you have, corn oil, all kind of oil in the market, they are with a beautiful look, beautiful name, but they are
Right.
fully processed. They are
Yes.
hydrogenated. They make all inflammatory issues in the body. So make sure you get a real whole oil, like 100% extra virgin olive oil, coconut oil. If you don't get a pure oil, bring the seed, like you like sesame oil, get a sesame, make a oil in home. Get a mustard, make a oil at home. You can just there's a machine available right now everywhere. Just get a machine with a $300, make your own oil instead of taking good looking toxin poison. So, and chips need to stop, because the chips culture, the dry food or fruits or vegetables, when they dry, they put a lot of bleach on it. They put color on it. And they use conventional oil to for them. And also conventional yogurt. People eating yogurt by thinking this is medicine, but yogurt coming from the process which is pasteurized milk. This pasteurized milk are coming with a no enzyme, and even though it is yogurt, that's a dead milk. We don't want dead milk. We want pure milk which is raw.
Yes.
You bring a raw milk, make your own yogurt. Boom, you get enzyme, you get a probiotic. That's gonna be your true medicine. So and then another thing, 100% juice culture is very very prevalent. Everyone like to get some drink with 100% orange juice, with a Florida brand juice. Florida orange, we are crazy. Oh, it's from Florida. Oh, come on, it is
Yeah.
pasteurized. When it pasteurized the juice, it get nothing but a sugar. Yes, it is 100%, but it is a 100% sugar. It doesn't retain any sort of mineral or vitamin or any fruits nutrient. So get the real fresh fruits, not the pasteurized bottle juice. Okay. And then granola bar with a good name, with the honey. Come on, with the honey. Oh, it's honey. And come on, honey, where coming from? They raise they farm honey, the bee, and that honey is the only sugar. So you actually eating a sugar by name of honey. And the other thing is, in the culture we are in, we have a microwave and fridge. It's everywhere. We are cooking food in the microwave. We
Yes.
are buying
Yeah.
food, putting in the fridge, warming in
Yep.
the microwave, and eating. Boom. No, stop that. Get a raw fresh vegetables from the local farmers market, from anywhere. You cannot do that. And then learn how to cook. Get a cooked real food, not the frozen food that we are used to. In addition, you always have to be active. We cannot be like a potato, couch potato. We cannot be sedentary lifestyle. As you see, last few decades, how we becoming, sick and sick, and we have to be fit all the time. We have to involve in the sports. We have to go to sunlight, fresh air, aerobic exercise, enough sleep. We have to get a we have to get rid of too much excessive hygienic culture. We are washing hand with antiseptic soap. We are
Yeah.
using shampoo that the whole thing is a excessive chemical that killing our
Yeah.
microbiomes. That
And
excessive chemical.
dyeing your hair. dyeing your hair, I found out. I used to be a
Yes.
brunette, and I finally let it go
No.
because I didn't realize I had saturated myself with heavy metals,
Yep.
and that
Lot of
hurts your brain. That's how you get Alzheimer's. Another
Mhm.
reason.
Yep.
No, so
We have to, yeah, we have to get rid of that color, dyeing culture. Dye is
yeah,
everywhere. We have to be emotionally healthy. We have to fix our spirituality. We have to have our belief. You don't have to believe in a religion. Whatever you believe, you have to have a thought process that you have to fix your thought process. Yeah, any faith, anywhere you do, you have to be
yeah,
spiritually active so that you can meditate or you can pray. Whatever you do, that helps your emotional health as well. And we have to teach our kids to be grateful, to understand the history, to understand that having food and not having food, then they can appreciate and they can be healthy and happy. Anyway, these are the tips that I have. I hope that will be helpful for everyone.
sounds great. Well, thank you. I enjoyed having you today. It was a great time.
Thank you, Dr. Lori. We'll meet up
Yeah.
again soon.
Yes,
Okay.